the, looks like there were 2 sets of minutes on there. Any corrections or?
The very first, it says 10 p.m. We,
Should be one. Which one?
very first,
Well,
2000
technically,
morning.
Oh,
technically, we
yeah.
start at 10 p.m.
Yeah, okay.
Isn't it? With the open session.
10 a.m. AM.
Oh.
Should probably use the difference for another minute and just let the PM didn't think about it. Usually it is PM. I'll correct that.
One correction and I didn't see anything else on the side. Get a motion to accept minutes for March 24th with one correction noted.
So moved. Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Carry 3-0. Any committee reports for the week?
I have none, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Reports, we have Matt here.
Yeah, the shop, we did some spring cleaning, also, we have a 1997 Ford, 8000 at the 200, single axle dump truck, the motor has expired and it blew up, it's got a lot of rust issues and other things, so I'd like to put it on Purple Wave. Get rid of it, and then also we have a 97 Ford, 3/4 ton pickup truck that, it's got 300,000 miles on it, it's flashing a transmission code, transmission's got a slip in it, and also like that on Purple Wave, as well as just some other miscellaneous things, old backhoe bucket that we don't have the backhoe anymore, couple spools of used crane cable that's been pinched that we can't use on our crane, just a few miscellaneous items like that.
You're not talking a whole lot of dollar value,
No,
just get rid of it.
yeah, no, it's not going to all of it will amount to a lot.
Okay. For discussion, need a motion to approve the road for Superintendent Matt Morrison to dispose of said property.
I so moved, Mr. Chairman.
Motion. Second. Motion second, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Carry 3-0.
Okay. That's really the only.
There might be some more stuff that you add to it, that's fine too.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think there'll be anything big, just maybe some miscellaneous stuff, small dollar value things.
I wonder if any other departments
just donating it to somebody to.
Or if it can't get any other way, to dispose of it.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I took pictures of it and sent it out to departments, but nobody.
Okay.
Nobody came back
He
and
said
said
it's
they
so
wanted
heavy
it.
that it'd have to almost be taken apart. He said if you do sell it as is was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know there was one, girl in the appraiser's office that said her dad would be interested in it. I don't know if you want to put a value on it, or if you want to do a sale bid thing.
You can see the Lord knows what the process was.
Correct.
Is that good? Okay.
He said
Um,
that, so he's coming up with it.
Okay.
Other than that, there was some discussion on whether I should be here later for, a meeting.
Oh, good.
I don't know, I don't know if you want to have it here when she's here, or.
I don't know, I thought
I
you just
guess-
wanted to talk to the commission,
Well,
that's,
yeah, but I guess you can talk to her if she has
Sure.
questions.
yeah.
You said you didn't talk.
Yeah, we've already been talking about, projects and things, so. Okay.
Again, that's what I interpreted, she's.
Yeah, that's,
up the top.
well, that's why I
Alright.
assumed that she
Yeah, she
probably
got
wanted to talk to you in private.
plan more, I think, and
Yeah,
what's expected of her.
yeah, that's probably what she wants to know. I talked to her briefly, but,
Okay, good.
Yeah, all the others.
yeah, okay.
Will you get that 8'2" ordered for it?
Yeah, I will,
Or 7.5?
I will get quotes for it, and I will have the quotes up here next Tuesday, so you can approve it, unless you want me to go ahead and just go with it.
Well,
probably
we
should.
have to.
We should approve it properly.
Yeah.
I'll get the quotes and I'll bring a PO up next Tuesday, and, that way everybody's done it.
Okay. Did you get anything back on Phillips Road?
No, I called, Mark Construction, and he was supposed to get me a quote, but I haven't seen anything yet.
I thought Marlins was going to do it.
Well,
He wanted me to get
Oh, no, yeah.
another bid. I can give him a call and see.
you don't hear anything back from him, I said, probably just need to get that project going. Doesn't us wasting time on trying to get it taken care of.
Well, I will, I'll get a hold of him and, I'll get with you next Tuesday. I'll set an appointment for some stuff next Tuesday that,
Okay. Yeah,
we're gonna have that, bid opening for the bridge next Tuesday.
The one on,
West Wood, Muskota,
Yeah.
the local project bridge. So I'll be here for that, and then, like I said, I'll make an appointment, for a few minutes to discuss, those other things.
I was going to go down with the dog if they started that.
They were supposed to start yesterday, I haven't missed it, but they were supposed to start this
I
morning.
haven't got by there either, you see.
I may go by there and look on it.
Okay.
Yeah, I know they were supposed to do it yesterday, or start, so. All right, thank you.
Do you need anything?
I'm going to talk about Brooks Road, and I was wondering,
Oh,
maybe
sure.
it'd be better if you stay.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be very much longer, Mr. Dorson turned in his resignation last week.
I've heard
Absolutely.
about that.
Correct.
May I?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you. Arthur Johnson, 3775 Brooks. I'd like to talk about the chip and seal. We have been working on Brooks Road. Rather than rambling, I've got some notes, if I could share this with you. Allow me just to read this, it gets us to the point and saves time. I'm requesting on behalf of 5 of the neighbors there on Brooks Road, the chip and seal of about 3,000 feet of Brooks Road. That's from the entrance, right off 73, towards the little bridge,
Okay.
and nominally about 3,000 feet. We appreciate the speed limit sign that was put up there a few months ago. I think it's helped, so thank you for that. Today's request is unique from previous presentations, and I've been here a few times before. Brooks Road is getting wider with every passing of the county road scraper and gravel deposit. Brooks Road is now at least 30 feet wide in some areas, and that road at most is supposed to be 25. It widens by a few inches every time the county scraper makes its periodic pass. 5 years ago, Brooks was a one-lane road. Now it's two-lane road. Until the road surface is sealed and the road scraper is no longer needed, Brooks Road will get wider and wider. The county is spending money and resources to maintain this part of Brooks Road. Periodically, it deposits multiple loads of gravel. Multiple times a year, the county scraper comes down the road. This is the cause of the road widening issue. What is most appealing about today's request is that the price of oil, an important ingredient in the chip and seal process, is significantly cheaper than at any time in the past many years, making the chip and seal project much more reasonable. Some of the Brooks Road residents are making an offer, and I hope this is legal. Over the past few years, the neighbors have paid for dust control immediately in front of their own homes. We're ready to place our order for 2015. We offer to contribute our dust control costs for 2015 towards the chip and seal project if this project can be approved before late April. That's when our dust control payment is due. And it's paid not later than early summer. Another issue, and that has to do with property taxes. With the construction of new homes, there are more property tax payers along this road. And with the expiration of the 10-year decreasing rebate, there are now at least 4 more houses that are paying full property tax rates, ours included. So just as a review, the price of oil is at a historic low. Acted on now, the project will be the lowest expense and the best return on the investment. The property tax for Brooks Road residents is at an all-time high. I respectfully suggest that now is the time to review and approve the chip and seal project for this section of Brooks Road. Respectfully submitted, Arthur Thompson.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Thompson? Any questions? Okay.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
I've been here before, sort of once a year type event, and each time we get to this dust control issue, Don Hall, our neighbors, and others right there on Brooks Road say, let's bring the chip and seal issue back to the commissioners and see if this is the year that we can get it approved. The special item this year is that oil is at an all-time low. So that, which was considered a few years ago as the overriding factor to not chip and seal, now is a low price and more reasonable, making the project much more appealing.
Okay. Obviously, we're in the process of trying to, find a replacement for Mr. Gore, so, I mean, I'm sure he'd love to help you. He could. He's not limited time, unfortunately. We don't have we probably don't have an official program on what necessarily the, new paved areas necessarily. I think it's, you say 6,000 miles? Is that right?
About 3,000 feet.
About 3,000 feet.
Right now, we spend, out at Effingham, is about 100,000 miles per mile. $100,000 per mile is what cost rehab out there, so you'd be looking at about $60,000 per mile, if it's 6 temps.
Matt, is this a county road or is it a
County road.
Is this Matt? Maybe I'm looking at it wrong. It looks like the one south.
That'd be County Road.
It is,
From 73.
yeah.
Is that? But this here, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, this is a little section.
Mr. Thompson, do you know approximately what you spend on the application of dust control?
Dust control, this year is going to be about $400. Last year, we had one more of the neighbors, including the others, a little over 500.
That's per person or
No,
everybody?
that's the total for that section. Not a lot of money, but it's, again, showing good intent on the neighbor's side to say, we'll do what we can. In fact, one of the, few years ago, one of the options was that, we, the neighbors, were going to pay for some of the material, and, the county was going to provide the laborers actually to do it. I don't know if you were.
Yeah, I remember the discussion. Yeah, I know, we had scheduled this year for, we was gonna rehab, 2 miles south of, Effingham on Edwards. And then in 2016, we had scheduled to do Warnock Lake Road and Phillips Road for 2016. So, you might keep that in mind because, our time is already limited and it's kind of already allotted for those projects, but,
I tell you, where I have a trouble, Mr. Thompson, is this is strictly basically for dust control. And if we start doing it down there, I don't know how many requests we're gonna have to be out there down there. There is a substantial cost of upkeep after you get it laid down. And I think, you know, we're not talking a whole road, we're just talking about in front of a strip of houses. And once we set a precedence, we're gonna have to abide by that throughout the county. That's why I have a problem with this.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
may I respond to that?
Yes.
I think that this issue is more than dust control. Dust control is the only thing that we can address, as owners in that area. But it is, an expense, it's an ongoing expense for the county. You know, you're bringing gravel in there. In fact, within the last couple of months, there were multiple truckloads of gravel poured there and distributed. And so that part of the expense and road surface has been provided. As far as maintenance is concerned, there has to be lower maintenance on chip and seal road than there is on bringing scraper in and bringing gravel in every year.
Well, you gotta redo this every 4 years.
it's less maintenance, but it's more expensive maintenance when you do it. I just wanted to bring to your attention, a lot of other counties that I've been talking to about issues like this have been doing benefit districts too. I don't know if you're interested in that.
Yes.
That was an issue that was discussed a few years ago, that's right, Mr. Anderson.
Yes, it was.
The intricacies of that kind of activity was beyond me at that point. Maybe just-
Well, I think where that stalled was the statute on benefit districts requires that basically the owners pay for it based on frontage. And the owners on the south side of the road all thought this was the end of the idea, and the owners on the north side of the road weren't quite so enamored with the idea.
I think they were misquoted the figure too, correct me if I'm wrong. I think they told the wrong figure, it was more expensive than they were told.
I'm not sure about that.
I was thinking that's what it was, when we stopped at that beneficiary district.
And I had a question, or a comment too. It hasn't, wasn't the oil price the same as last year? It hasn't went down with the price of the...
The road oil is basically the same price,
2 cents cheaper.
2 cents cheaper per gallon
So,
Then last,
than last year.
yeah.
Gravel prices probably more than that.
Yeah. Yep. They, gravel went up about 50 cents a ton this year.
Well, what I suggest is, you know, we'll definitely take this under advisement, you know, as get in the process to, you know, hire a place. We've got some projects set in place right now, so I would suggest that we probably need to have a little more discussion, you know, for proceed. I don't know if we can get you an answer before the end of April, but, because we are, you know, into our budget cycle as well as hiring a replacement for Mr. Dorson. So I think we probably need a little more further discussion and you have your contact information down here. I think we can contact you if we have some more questions and appreciate it.
and I appreciate the time before the commission, so thank you. If you end up talking about 2017 instead of 16 or 15, I think there'll be a number of residents right there on Brooks, that they would be happy to hear that.
Thank you, Mr. Fowler.
Thank you.
Well, I guess, no further questions for me.
Yeah, thanks for staying.
Yeah, no problem. Yep. Yeah, that's one thing you just, need to keep in mind is we've kind of already, got some things scheduled in 2016 that
You cannot start limits.
So that's one reason why I'm.
That one.
So, good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Who do you want you to talk?
Who is Mr. Thompson?
Art,
Art, okay, okay.
Arthur.
Just wanna be sure I got it right.
Yeah.
Quick question for you, sir. Have you just acknowledged the county administrator?
No, it's still one piece.
She said somebody had somebody that might be interested in it.
Yeah, as soon as I went down there, I said, let's wait till Friday, and before Friday, last week, somebody was talking about wanting it. So I was here today that, how long are we gonna give these people to, for this person or whoever it is?
It's your call. Isn't that what you said?
I thought you said you were calling the thrift store to have them come up and pick it up. I thought somebody told me that you were doing that.
On my cabin, I said that
Yeah.
nobody wanted it to.
Somebody out of the treasurer's office, Aunt wanted it, you said, or?
No, appraiser's office.
Oh,
I
appraiser.
didn't really say what department, I just said somebody.
Oh.
They need to get going on it now. I mean, you know, are they purchasing,
Did
they
they
set
say-
a price, or?
Well, that was the question, and they were supposed to come, I told them to come up and talk to you if they was interested.
I haven't had anybody talk to me about it, so.
I said that they need to do it today, which was, I said Tuesday of last week, so it's today. So where we can
You
get
you
something.
notify this person that they need to come talk to us today.
Yes.
Okay.
If they don't talk to us today, I would say,
I figure Friday or next week sometime.
Are these the same people you're talking
They
about?
help.
Yes.
they're not.
Yes.
Well,
You know, my
I would say
cabinet,
like get rid of it.
Not your cabinet, we can take our cabinet down to the thrift store, it doesn't weigh anything.
Right, but I was, the cabinet, the big cabinet was talking about
What's
demolition.
the
I was wondering if the
first
person
thing
she was
They
talking
can,
about.
but they
the
can
same
still
person
come pick it up. They've got their own truck and everything. I would call them and
We're talking about the small cabinet, not the shelves.
either one. You can get the big one out, or they can't come and pick it up.
I can call them and ask them.
Just call and ask them, 'cause maybe.
If they don't, though, next Friday is okay to demolish.
Yes.
Okay.
As far as, I mean, that's my opinion.
I would wait till the end of the day, and if you don't hear from us otherwise.
Well, we don't need it done until next week.
I know, but you give this person today to come up and talk to us if they want it. If they don't come up today, you don't hear from Jeff, go ahead and do the thrift store. If they don't want it,
Okay,
just demolish it.
okay. That sounds great.
Yes.
We get rid of the law books too, I hope. Any other furniture?
Did we hear from anybody else on the furniture that they wanna get rid of, or?
I've not heard a word other than one email from Pauline.
Okay.
It was the same one.
Matt is putting some stuff on Purple Wave. It's not gonna bring any value. I don't know if there's any stuff that you had or anybody else had that would just have gone there as well.
I don't have anything down, it's just the stuff that's in the basement that everybody says we don't want, we don't have any place for it, but we don't want to throw it away, so we're gonna put it in the basement, that's what happens down there. This has got a little more reading to it, this is the tax credit for that project.
Let me ask you this. Being we're gonna do this in-house, can we put a value on this and get tax credit?
What it is, I can apply for the tax credits, but I don't think we get anything for our labor, but we can for the materials. But I don't think, that's one question I'm gonna ask her.
I don't know why we shouldn't.
I don't either, but I think I've had that before, and I don't think they'll give you any credit for hours.
And that's the list. But, came along, just kidding.
And here's a copy of all that, I need 3 places, so.
I think I got 2 copies here.
And so, just making sure, so, we had a plan on cooling on the north side of the courthouse. Did we come up with that? Is that included possibly in this, or?
What it is, once you get an open.
Oh, it just,
you can keep adding and
I
adding and
understand.
adding
You're right.
until the end,
you're right.
until you decide you want tax credits. And all I have to do is do an amendment
I'm
to
sorry.
this, so. That's the reason why I think even if we don't have much in this, it pays to get it, because if you, every time you get something that's a little bit, you can add to it. Or have a $5,000 project.
Are you gonna try to throw both sides in, or just one side?
I don't know, we probably need to get some people to come in and bid and see get some solid numbers. Get a couple,
Compare district for the south side, north side, or again?
we get at least 3 heating and cooling contractors to come in and bid and see what,
Other than cooling, that's.
you've got the north
HR
side
person, and office.
commission room.
Get rid of the window units. You said something like 22,000 for that, 12,000 for south side. That was rough figures.
Right, it was just, budget numbers. But the rooms we're talking about doing would be the old Fraser's office, the
Yes.
president HR office,
Correct.
And the driver's license.
and the driver's license office, and Michelle's office. Correct. In the Fraser. Now, what about the new Fraser's office?
Well, the clerks, you have air conditioning in your room, but it's windowing. No, it's,
We got written up by workman's comp because our air conditioners
So-
were too noisy.
so we're just talking one room, and everything
What's
down
that?
the south side would be cool.
It's not the appraiser's office in the basement.
We still have the, register of deeds that would not be.
Was that in the 22,000 on north, or that wasn't?
No, that would be more.
Register of deeds, window units, now, currently?
Yes.
They're almost all.
That's what I would suggest we do is,
Okay.
we get it on the north side, south side, and see where we have,
Yeah.
include the deeds office, include the HR
If
office.
we're really gonna have some problems with people on the court floor, we need
Well,
Well, they've got central air up there, don't they?
Not at all.
not all of them.
Wonder why they didn't.
well, we're getting started, Joe.
Okay, well, it's.
Wonder why they didn't do it.
It's been an ongoing
All of
thing.
the officers.
That's usually heated up there anyway.
Heat rises.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
And then are we spinning our wheels, putting in new air conditioner on our old boiler system, or that have, if down the road that wouldn't play the effect, or is it all tied together, doesn't it?
It is and it isn't. I've heard it's been out on this, if you want to go into that.
Well, we don't have to talk, we're not gonna go into that.
Oh. If you want to air condition the entire courthouse, the way it should be, the way a modern building would be, or you would refit it, you would put in cooling towers, and you would put in like a 2-pipe or 4-pipe system. What that consists of is, if you put in a 4-pipe system, you could have any office, any temperature you wanted, any time of the year. You put in a 2-pipe system, it's either heating or it's cooling. So the pipes are either hot or they're cold. So you can only have one or the other. You can't, and then it takes a while to change, of course. So it's more or less in the fall of the year, you change from one to the other. Well, of course, 4-pipe system's more expensive. But this whole system would be heating and cooling of the entire building. But it's, I think it was half to $750,000 to do that.
Did you ever look into, like, I know some counties are doing like performance contracting. Have you ever looked into the performance contracting aspect?
We have done all different ways of trying to get that. There's not much that you can get in that form because the building is going to be so expensive to do anything with because of historic, and it's also a big stone building. There's not any modern anything in it. I mean, there's just on and on.
Yeah.
But we've had several different people look at it from that perspective, but.
Because several counties had talked about basically the performance, the people that install it, whatever the savings are or something like that, that's what they use. So basically it's like little to no out of pocket.
Well, when the senior village was done, they started at the courthouse, that same project, and senior village, they did do that, where they guaranteed with the boilers and the hot water system that it would actually pay for itself over 15 years. So they actually have to track for the next so many years.
Yeah.
Exactly what the savings are, and they have to guarantee or make up the difference. Now, that makes the project a little more expensive, because they've got to build in a little extra for yourself to cover that. But here, it just costs so much that there's no way that they could ever get the return. It's like the windows over at the courthouse, you can never get the return in savings in 15 years or whatever, because the windows themselves cost more than it costs to heat and cool the entire building if they save you 100%. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, Pauline had brought up, what about the heating and cooling in the new appraiser's office in the basement? What are we doing there for heating and cooling?
there is none. The only thing that they've got in there in the blueprints here is a 20 by 30 inch grill in the hallway. That's the only heating and ventilation that's in that office.
What's the other appraiser's office use?
Windows.
In the wintertime, too?
No, it's boiler.
It's boiler.
Now, most of the building is heated by the boiler. Now, there is some supplemental heat here and there. Pauline's office, they can use it, I don't know if they do or not. But for the most part, most offices are too hot, so.
Yeah.
This boiler system is so antiquated, it's something that you put in a garage today, because it's a single pipe steam system, and what that means is the steam goes out over the top, and the condensate comes back under the steam. It makes for a very uneven heat in the building. There's no controls in any of the offices other than a hand crank valve, and that's it, that's the only control. And the whole building is controlled by one thermostat in the hallway, right outside Pauline's office, so. It'll be 70-some degrees or 60-some degrees right there in the wintertime. But that's, if you're in the basement in, say, the spring, when the boiler comes on and then it kicks right back off, you're gonna be warm. But people up where Pat's at will be cold, because it doesn't get that high before the boiler kicks off. So it's a very uneven heat, so. Even Memorial Hall, it has a two-pipe steam system, so it's much better at heating, because it lets the steam or the condensate come back through a whole different piping system, which makes all the heaters, all the radiators about the same temperature, so it's much easier to control. When you do the other system, what they're gonna do is it's completely scrap everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah.
That's what it would consist of, is taking that boiler out and putting small units of hot water.
If we did try and address at some point in the future that the big overall heating, yeah, 4 by whatever, yeah, is there something that we can do that will meet the extent that we're looking at? Like, are there anything with like portable units that they can do? Because I've seen like in some office buildings, I don't know if they're like Mitsubishi brand, but they're like portable units mounted on a wall. I've seen those used in offices.
That's what is bid for the next 22,000, only they're drop-ins, which are the same as the Mitsubishi. And what it is, they've come up now where they can control 4 or 5 different units in your, used to be you had one outside unit, one inside unit. But
Yeah.
now they've got it where you can put like 4 or 5 inside units and one outside unit can variable.
That's the 20,
Right.
that's the 20,000.
Right, and it would be the same or probably more if you put in one like Pauline had in her office. Because then you got all the other pipes and electrical and everything else.
Just a question for you with that system, if we did go to something bigger, you know, in the future, is that system still have value, or is it still,
It would be of no use to anyone.
well, but I mean like another facility, or you couldn't take that system?
You could take it out if somebody else wanted it, sure, but a big part of this is gonna be installation. Over half of it is probably gonna be installation of the cost. So, I mean, this building's hard to do anything with, because it's 36-inch thick stone and brick, you know, walls, a lot of it. You know, that's that thick that you have to drill through the, especially the vaults. Which are basically, I believe, 4 vaults that run from, there's columns, 4 columns that run from the basement clear to the attic. They're not in the attic, the tops of them.
How much would it, like, that unit that's in the vault now, how much does that thing cost? Did we put in, like?
I got that on sale from Walmart, I think I gave $300 and something, if I remember right, but it's like $600 or $700.
We're doing all offices now, down there have current air conditioners, windows.
The basement, everything in the basement would be window.
Increases office right now, and
Yeah, Tom's office and the Christian's is down back there, and they're both under units. And the new appraiser's office doesn't have any heating or air conditioning, that's one thing I was gonna bring up today.
Yeah. The offices you really have to address would be the commission room where it's going, the little office where Michelle is, those would be your main, well, and downstairs. Those would be your main ones, because you could probably still use a window unit in, you can still leave the current window units in where the HR would be going, correct? And
Well, no, if
The
you're going
DMV.
to do the HR office now, it
Yeah.
would be advisable to do all this, because it'd be very cheap to do that one office if you did the other 2.
Also, in the current driver's license, if we make an office, that into 2 offices, then we're gonna have a problem there, because we're gonna have if you leave that, a window unit, it's only gonna be in the 1 office, the door's closed.
yeah,
Yeah.
either way, we're gonna have to do
unless you have a
something.
grill from the top where it's
You have to do something that,
That's what, yeah, you can do that, but that's not very,
I think those units
Efficient.
still be good.
Comfortable.
You can still use it somewhere else or
the
something.
comfort level would be pretty good.
I'm thinking like, you know, when we were talking about those portable units, as much when we were talking about those, I would think those would still have a use for them somewhere. I mean, they wouldn't just be obsolete within, you know, if we were able to do something bigger within a year, I mean, those things would be obsolete within a year.
They would be usable for somebody, but like I said, the installation is where you're gonna have a lot of money that's,
Sure.
you know, because that's, unfortunately, that building is, or fortunately, either way, it's very solid.
What if we had, what if we have you contact at least 3 contractors, 3, I don't know, do you want 3 local contractors? I don't. Contact like 3 local contractors and give us like 2 or 3 options on how we could address,
Get the most bang for the buck.
yeah, I mean, we're not using not necessarily, I mean, it's gonna be like a non-spec, unless you have very very specific things that we wanna do.
Well, we could do a design build, it'd be up to them to design and build and guarantee it that it will work. I mean, we could do that, but they design and build it themselves. That's,
When you mean options, are you talking about
I mean, there's
options of what to use, or which
Yes.
rooms we're gonna do?
options of what to do.
Well, what I'm saying is the options of what they're gonna install, or where we're gonna install it. That's what I'm saying, have we reached a consensus of what rooms we're actually gonna try to cool?
It sounds like everybody's telling me that we have to do all of those. That's what I'm being implied, is that what?
Without going into detail, there might be an option to where we can fix it right. If we could get by this year, that's what I would mean. I hate to spend 22 or 42 or whatever it's gonna be, and then something else comes into play, and we do the courthouse correct. We just started like $47,000.
and I think if you're talking about all the office spaces that you're talking about more than that.
That's where
I agree.
If that's an option, that's ideal.
One office has absolutely got to be air conditioned, and I guess that's what you're asking is,
That's what I'm, we're kind of needing to come to a decision, is what I'm kind of getting at. I don't feel that we have that.
What offices right now do not have window air conditioning rooms? The basement will be cool enough, so I'm not worried about the coolness in Jim's new office. The heat, that might be a problem, but what offices besides upstairs has not got air conditioning in them?
The ones that do have air conditioning would be the main courtroom, A and B, or both courtrooms. It would be the court clerk's office, but not the quarter office up there. So those are, and the judges, the stenographer's office, and all those are not air conditioned. And the other two offices would be Pauline's and the appraiser,
Good. But all the other offices do have window air conditioning.
all the rest of it is window.
What's up the large courtroom, man? What are those vents coming up through the ceiling?
No, the large, and both courtrooms are split units.
Okay.
The court clerk's office is a split unit.
So the
But
jury
not
room,
the,
jury room doesn't have, isn't it
Yeah, that's what I
central
asked
air?
about that.
no, I don't think it's air conditioned.
It has a window unit in it.
Yeah.
But
all of
Judge
that.
Judge Ash,
There's windows there.
wonder why they didn't.
That was right before I came here. I don't know why they did it. That would have been a real quick fix on that whole
Oh.
floor.
Yeah, I don't know.
You weren't here when
I finished it up, but it was already installed.
that was when John Bishop was here. Okay. I thought you were.
No, I would have highly recommended why they spending that much money to do that.
I know, she's the one, Westside, tells me how cold and how hot it is way up there in their room as well.
It is.
It is,
It's-
yeah.
There's, like in wintertime, well, the heat's going up, and in the dead of winter, they're gonna be hot. Now, this cooler times, or when it's warmer, it's not going to be that way. They'll actually be cold, because the boiler will shut down before it gets the heat up there. Because it takes 20-30 minutes of that boiler building steam to get to that top floor. And then,
In my opinion, we're kind of caught in the middle, you know, that there, possibly we could do it right, and then possibly we're gonna have to do something makeshift to get by.
Well, would the commission room have to be, I mean, could we get by without it, with a window unit for?
Well, it's not the problem, I mean, it's during the commission meeting, I guess, would probably be,
If it was running pretty much before we started the meeting and shut her down low and run it through the meeting, would that be a?
yeah, it seems like an awfully loud unit, but that's fine.
when you get body heat in, that really adds up quick.
Yeah. I know it wouldn't be comfortable, I'm not saying it would be permanent, but, you know, I'm just.
Well, like your courtroom the other day, when they had that, the high school here, you notice how hot that courtroom got, really hot, because of the body.
Sure, it's a big hot.
Is there anything that we can do that wouldn't be wasted, or half of it wouldn't be wasted, that if we added something later on, some of it would be used?
Yes, what you would have, it's fine.
And you said it's
I could,
possibly,
I could ask if there's some way to put in a 4-pipe small system that we could build on. I don't know if that's possible or not, but I can find out. Other than that, I mean, if you're going to go with something, whether it's ductwork, which is pretty well prohibited in that, because there's just no way of getting that much in there. It's almost gotta be pipes of some kind. And that's the only system that anyone's ever told me.
and when you said that $500,000 now, would we get $125,000 tax credit off of that, or was that already figured?
I don't remember what the number was. I know it was between a half and
I'd say it was
3/4
more
million.
like 3/4.
I know at the Heritage Conference Center, they spent way over that to do that. So, there again, everything's went up since the last time I've had that. And everything, equipment, labor, everything would be much higher. But you do get 25% tax credits on anything you do, that is approved through the state for the courthouse. The other thing is, when you look at this, these windows are basically non-existent. And any architect that does that, or engineer, is going to look at those windows and they're going to add the BTU it takes to compensate for those if you don't do windows, which is a huge difference. I mean, it's,
Oh, I see what you're saying, yeah.
you're gonna have to have a lot more tons of air conditioning than you really.
Compensate for the loss,
Right, because they're just
Yeah.
big leaks.
they're not tinted, they're not, they're not solar. I see what you're saying.
They're double pane, but they're broken, so.
Yeah, we know they need to address, that was brought up this morning, the windows.
So there's a lot of things there.
Windows and HVAC.
It's very expensive, and I think we really have to.
What should we instruct them to do, I mean, in the meantime?
I don't know.
Should we at least just have them get a hold of a few local contractors come in and just at least see if they can come up with some solutions that we're not thinking about, that would be temporary, or?
Yeah, something new, if there's some new technology we don't know about, or some,
Well, I had all that discussion the other day when we looked at the HR room. And other than the fact that now you can get one pipe coming in that can feed 4 or 5 heads of air conditioning, that's not the only advancement other than what they had before. And the other you'd have to have, like I said, if you want everybody to be totally comfortable, you'd have to have a 4-pipe system.
And to do that, you better figure windows.
Yes, because windows is going to cost you a lot more tonnage. Which
You need
is a lot
replacement
more.
windows.
Yeah, because if you don't, you're gonna have that to add to the BTUs that you need.
And is it worth,
I hate to kick the can down the road, but my personal opinion is, I think we better just kind of hold off for a bit. And if we get a window unit or two, I think that's good.
that's what I was wondering about, holding off on our room, 'cause it's just once a week meeting there, we could get by, and then the new where the Lampe's old office, they could use the window units fine. You say if the only one that would have daily use would be the new HR room, would be the one that I could see maybe needing, especially if we divide that room with a divider, what's gonna happen in there. And other than that, I mean, I think a window unit would probably be sufficient, but I don't know how that's gonna work if we divide that room.
isn't there a window? We were looking at putting that wall, isn't there like a window?
To the
West,
Is it-
yeah, west side of that,
Is that far in,
I don't know. It's on
North?
that wall.
I'm not sure.
There's one to the back, two of them to the back.
Yeah,
I think so.
There's a lot of windows in that one, but it's to the back. That's where the commissioners
I
have to
think
have
the
their.
windows would be windows on both sides,
What's that?
with windows on both sides, that divide, I'm quite sure.
I think there is one. This is the deal.
Yeah.
Window there.
yeah, that's right, that's the word.
There's windows on the south, there's windows on the west.
West, all right, I didn't realize that window there. I
Yeah,
thought
that's
we were
what-
cutting this off, and I thought this was solid, there is a window there, that could be. Which, that would work for me too, I was thinking that was all shut off, so.
That windows in the east.
Just windows to the south and west, but.
Yeah, because that's the wall, so that would be the window.
What's your opinion, Ken?
Right.
Yeah, we kind of know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know anything about, air conditioning stuff. I was pretty shocked that the way they have it on the second floor with some of the offices being covered by the central and the southern line. It's a mess. It seemed to me it probably would be a good thing to look at a kind of broad solution rather than just piecemealing.
I know.
Piecemealing is how we got where we
It's
are.
not ideal, it's just trying to, we can find a good way to patch in between.
I mean, if we could hold off, maybe if we get everybody rotated and see that this is gonna work before we proceed too. You know, we're kind of supposing everybody's gonna, this is all gonna work out. Not probably.
No, we're gonna address the heating too.
Yes.
Sooner than later.
Yeah, whatever you want, I will check it out.
Well, I had to do a lot of, maybe we can discuss this a little bit further.
We're getting into the time frame.
You know, this might be a little bit of a dumb question, but do those little screw clamps or whatever that open and shut valves, do those all work? And, because, you know, the county attorney's office, it seems like most of the winter, they could just tighten that up as tight as it would go and keep the heat up there, because a lot of times they keep a window open because, you know, it's 90 degrees up there without it.
You can slow it down, all of them that I know of, but they're 100 years old, so I'm sure that there is some leak where they're not going to be hot, but they're going to be cold.
Yeah, I don't know how long those would be.
But in the dead of winter, all that's rolling right up to you. I mean, there's just no way to stop it. Right. So you're going to be shut there in the dead of winter. Now, the spring is probably going to be cold, and the fall is going to be cold because it's not going to be.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
But the dead of winter, when it's rolling, it's going to come up there.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to
I
figure
mean,
out.
even the pipes
We
that
can
get
get
by,
by.
they're still, they're going to be hot, so you don't.
See if there's a way that, you know, out of Moble's office, see if there's a way that, you know, with minimal or very little change to the current system, if there's a way we can make do.
I'm not quite following that.
You'll know where we're coming from.
So not so it sounds like, you know, $20,000 unit for those offices doesn't sound like a really necessarily good use. I mean,
Three.
I think it's not four or five.
That's three, yeah. There's on that side, and then there's one on the other side, and that's a totally different, but it's probably half the cost. Now, you know, you can cut out a lot of the cost by putting the unit on this side of the building, but you want that unit sitting right up in front of the building.
Who was it last week telling us about a system that kind of piggybacked off of another office? Remember that? I think we were down at the office and we were telling about that. Seemed like it was. Possibly, but it seemed like it was talking about, they could, sort of like one office, or they could almost piggyback air off of another.
Wes was talking about, that was the ambulance,
Yeah, it was West, yeah.
Effingham City, something that,
Yeah.
That pulled air
Out
out.
of Connie's office into the floor.
he was telling me about it.
Yeah. And I'm not for sure exactly what kind of system that was he was talking about, but that would only be maybe possibility for the driver's license, current driver's license. But you'd have to ask Wes what that was.
What sort of ventilation fans up through the ceiling?
Sucked air. It sucked.
Well, we could do that, but I don't know if that would, I mean, if you was gonna split that one office, that might be the answer to it, but you still got a noisy window air conditioning.
We could hold that wall and steal the cool air out of the floor.
There you go.
Well, that's what I thought was being piggybacked from. But that would only be for one room, and it's just a possibility.
Yeah, if you had someplace where you had cool air, conditioned air, you could channel it to another room, but then that's gonna put that load on whatever.
Well, I don't know if it's feasible. I don't know what, you know, if that system is just adequate, or if it would handle it.
But everyone that has to work around air conditioning will tell you that it's awful noisy and distracting all day, and it's, and on the court floor, ever since some of the court floor has gotten air conditioning, some of it hasn't, it's been a burr under a lot of people's saddles.
I bet you, Joe, if you ask him, you want to be hot and quiet or cold and noisy, they'll take the cold and noisy.
I think so too. Because we don't shut them off. Here's the,
Yeah.
that's good. I've got 3 places to do this on.
Oh, we give you some guidance on the basement, but this here, we're kind of.
Entertain a motion to, sign the Kansas Rehabilitation Tax Credit application.
I so do, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And you contacted Historical Society, we're all good to go on everything?
Well, they have to have this, and then they have to review it first. That's what all this is, it's to review them, and if they approve it, then we're ready to go.
We're gonna have an executive session at 2 o'clock, about 20 minutes.
You can keep that one, if you want.
Which one?
Statement together?
This one?
Yeah, that's a copy, so you know.
Here, let's do that.
I just added new business to add her to the
You
check.
should have her.
It's not in there.
I've had several checks written to them.
Yeah, it's on this one. How long ago was it?
A year ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah, it wouldn't be this.
So,
But I looked under everything I could think of and I couldn't find
can
it
I
in
email
here.
it to you? I don't know if
All that
it's-
you emailed to me was this.
No, I said, can I?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So I wasn't able to take a check.
Can I borrow that one that's included in, that I gave you?
No, legislative calling.
That, oh, okay.
That one.
He doesn't need that.
I do.
It's, Jamie, do you want to,
That's the same.
leave that
one
for us
she
for
had.
you?
I
Is
need,
that okay?
I need one signed. That's fine.
Okay.
Here.
She just needs an address and then she can
Okay.
contact me. I've got one other thing.
Yes.
Blue lights in the clock tower.
Oh, yeah, yeah, absolutely, for autism awareness, what we did last year.
Okay, what I've done is I've ordered some LED light, and it's $280. There's 4 of them, they're 30 watts apiece. I think it's gonna be enough, and it should look nice, and we can also change it to one of 16 different colors, anytime, or white. If it's not quite enough, then I may have to go to the 50 watt, and send these back at no charge, and get 50 watts, if that's okay, but that would be about $340. I'd like to keep the watts down, because that's about half the watts right now is what we were using, so these will actually pay for itself over the next 5 or 10 years, so.
Because we light that, we light it up anyways, we would light
Right.
up, we light the clock tower regardless of, yeah.
But now we can match, if you wanna go red, or green, blue, purple, whatever, 16 different colors, that we can button, we can change it, so. We can match the bridge now.
Sounds good. Yeah, I think I'll make a problem with this.
I
Good
got
cause.
enough in my budget to pay for it, I'm sure.
Yeah. No, I think it's a good cause. Yeah, I think for respond, I asked Joe last year, Travis Wright down in the law enforcement center, son has autism, and had requested last year to, light the clock tower blue for autism awareness. And, lighted up blue night is actually April 2nd, so that would be Thursday.
Well, I'm supposed to be here tomorrow, so we should have it better.
Great. So I asked Joe if he was doing that, and he responded yes.
We rewired it so everything's set to go, so we just plug it in and screw it to the wall.
Were you looking at putting something like that, similar like where the stained glass is, what like the stained glass now?
I would like to see, because they've gotten down in price now, we're for about $250 per window, which is 6 windows, so it's a little bit of money.
Yeah.
But you can get like a 250 watt LED light, which would be equivalent to like a 1500 watt metal halide. So we're talking about a light, but that's what they really need behind them to. This same system was $25,000 about 5 years ago when I tried to do it. and now it's about $1,000, so that's the difference in the price. But I was looking at getting some prices for you and see if he was interested, because it's a shame they're so nice looking and they was redone, cost quite a bit of money.
I don't think about the cost of energy to keep those lit up, you know, if you're gonna do something long term with it.
Well, actually, it would probably be about the same as what we're burning now, because right now we're burning incandescent spots. So if you change to,
LED would be better.
yeah, you're getting, I think it's about 80% savings per, lumina, per light output. So, you know, with all that, I need to figure out.
Okay.
But I have been working on that.
Okay, good.
House downstairs, I'm gonna demolish it.
It's already set. You got it?
Can't start anything until they okay it.
Hopefully they'll, you think they'll let you know? Yeah.
2 weeks, that's what she's told me, a week to 2 weeks, she should, they have 30 days.
But we're not a week into it, are we, so,
Huh?
did you, last week ask for it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't start till this here's handed in, I'm actually thinking about that, if I get.
Yeah, please don't expedite the process.
Yeah. That's all I have.
So we're clear, if you're here today, then that person will wait, if not, Chris stored so many days, if not,
And next week I'm gonna tear it up, if we don't get thrift store anyone, no one else helps me, and it's gone.
Yes, absolutely.
And then this $200 check is in there, I'm gonna go ahead and let it right now, that'll be on pressure for whatever application you can find.
Oh, okay,
I
that's
just
fine.
didn't have that
That's fine.
address.
Okay.
It'll be done like 10 minutes to.
Okay, I'll be downstairs, I'll come back.
Yeah, like around 20 minutes. Yeah. Entertain a motion to go into executive session for 20 minutes. We got it at 2:25.
So
Discussion, counselor, and Terry Moore.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Personnel, no, like personnel, I didn't see that.
What? Those people went down and their gravel road and built a nice house, and now they want a paved road. That's where I have a hang up. I know they're paying a lot of taxes, but you know, they did choose to build it the way it was.
Yeah.
It couldn't have been, was it that bad? Or did they only realize it once they got there?
I don't know. There's a lot of traffic that goes down through it. I mean, I was there than that.
I can almost guarantee you that I have the highest price property tax on a house in Mexico.
For what you got now?
What do you think? We gotta pay for your road too?
No
action taken.
Right after mine.
2018.
I just, you know, the 100,000 per mile is one thing I question, so I'm sorry, John. You have something for?
I got a bid on that, for that big ugly thing that we were talking about demolishing for $25 and I'll haul it off, so.
Sullivan, correct?
George.
Oh, George, correct.
Yeah.
Oh, his daughter wants to take a look at it.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, that's right.
George.
That's right, yeah. I entertain motion to accept the bid for the bookcase, $25 by George.
The only question I have before I vote is, has everybody had ample time within the courthouse to know that this is for sale?
Pauline sent out pictures and,
I just sent out notifications to all departments asking if they, and the county wanted it as a county property, not.
Not as something you
But,
did.
in your resolution that you did in December of last year, it states that, you can, whatever, what is it?
Dispose of
Dispose of it,
minor
and
items.
if it's in the minutes, that would constitute a public notification. So do you want me to put it in the minutes, or do you want me to send out?
And do it next.
good.
And do it next week, because he said Friday, I mean, as long as it's something by Friday.
Well, I'm just holding on to it till Friday, because I don't wanna get somebody to.
Or at least by Tuesday.
You know, that's probably safer to do, just in case somebody says, well, gosh, I'm gonna be in the 50 for a minute.
Well, I mean, plus the,
bidding war and.
Yeah, but I don't think.
I thought we also stated on there, we can dispose, the commission has authority to dispose of it how we see fit.
I mean, now you're gonna use
I-
George's bid for a week, I don't think we should say how much.
well,
I don't get rid of it, just don't.
Well, that's out there.
But we gotta do it.
Well, you do that.
Right.
Yeah, at the last meeting, I said that we were going to just dispose of it, no one's ever contacted me.
Yeah, I
And-
think we've given ample notice.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Motion,
I make a motion to sell the, what we'll call it, bookcase for $25 to Eastern Joe Court.
okay.
all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3-0.
Okay. Then there's an issue with the bookcase. Or not an
Okay,
issue,
so
but.
I have another question, because I asked about this donating mine to Sacred Heart, that I had, somebody asked me, it wasn't a county employee. How do you want to handle that one? I should do it as you did, or do you want me to put it in the minutes? And then-
County employee, like we,
Because it states in there, county employee can, this is be considered like a public.
I got the minutes, because I read through them, because that's what deal with this. It's number 6, and I have read that book. Here we go.
yeah, permit, participated expires in competitive sales. Within roughly, so when it's in an auction, one of our employees can bid, right? So,
Yeah,
yeah,
if it's an auction.
if it's not an auction.
Well, the problem is having the person that's buying it have any influence at all over the second price.
Sure.
And
Yeah,
we want to avoid that. So you just have one person come make a bid that, and nobody knows if it's up for bid. Now, building the property, I doubt anybody else is going to want it. Yeah.
We got a table down in the basement too, we'll make it that.
Right, and no one's expressed any interest in it at all, so.
Which table's that?
First, they
Take a square one.
the one at the stamp machine is already the postage.
Mhm.
I say while we're cleaning house, it's pretty nice, but let's do it toward enough to get ourselves in trouble with you guys.
Okay, so if it's in the minutes, then if she can bid on it, and if anybody else, whoever get bids from, then, right?
Yeah, I would just put in there that you'd open sealed bids for it next commission.
So is this on the table too?
Sure.
Yeah.
Or,
I'd buy any of the furniture that's not there. Right, that's all we have to be,
You're taking care of all of those.
yeah, well, yeah, sure it is.
Now,
Yeah.
the shelving is the law library, but
Yeah,
where the books are.
they don't want the shelves, they're going to be responsible to.
So you want me to put that on there too, those shelving?
Well, the books aren't.
So just the shelving?
We don't know, we can't really say we got bookshelves for sale until the books are done.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'd be worried about that.
okay, just my shelf and the table.
And the other, that's okay, so
Right,
tell me
what else
where
down
they're,
there?
There, yeah, we got it.
Okay.
Anything else down there?
There's some chairs, but I believe they belong to the court floor, so I don't think.
So the orange chairs in your office, are they of no use?
Yeah.
Okay, there's some orange pictorial chairs in HR department.
And then there's that judge's chair in the Kansas State Capitol, but it's not historic to our building.
That's the court, so I have to contact them.
dispose of it however you want.
Okay, you better check on that.
I'll ask Dominic first.
You better check.
Okay. I'll try to run it down and let you know. Get it down and see for sure what came from it, what has to be done.
This room here, you have very little stick, you have to do the ask Jack, whoever they bought the furniture from before. And he said he would get some inmates to move this and stuff. So your concerns are Matthew's office, Jamie's office, and then our office.
Right, but there is a bunch of electrical stuff run number 2 green water for the ground.
Yeah, he said you were dirt there on some water.
And then we gotta run some, 4 lines back to the old dispatch. And they were still trying to tell us what kind of conduit we've got to run, and then they're gonna run the rest, so. And then they're gonna put the stuff up, I don't know who's taking the stuff out, haven't said anything about that. I think you're right on that, so.
Okay.
And then there's some holes drilled out, we gotta coordinate to get.
He did say this home's meant to have a plug or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's no big deal, it's just something happening, so.
Okay. All right, thank you, Joe.
All right, thanks.
Going through the bills here, Westar Energy, the Atchison County noxious, that's a facility at Effingham. Is that electric heat in that building, or why would that 1 month be $347?
Just seemed it was about to heat out there.
Okay, I just noticed that seemed,
Well, they got computers and stuff out there.
I'll ask Wes about it.
See, I don't know if that's the, that wouldn't be the ambulance thing, you know, would it? Would that be separated out?
Isn't it the same, isn't it on the same electrical thing?
Yeah, it could be, because I don't see one that says,
I mean, that's for the whole building.
I think-
for two
I think for
buildings.
both buildings.
yeah, because I'm sure that we provide all the electricity and stuff, but I just haven't seen, and that would make more sense if that was for two, I'm sorry.
Yeah, call it. I'll call it. Red.
Cherry or watermelon?
It's cherry.
You say share it or?
No, I asked you, he wanted red, I said cherry or watermelon. I guess so.
Dale, it's, the job description looks pretty good, the only, the only suggestion would be required, we're getting down to education experience, make it required,
Okay.
and then,
I was gonna double check everything.
I just saw that too, so,
We'll have to,
spell check.
That's the problem with capital letters, I hate capital letters.
Where was that at? I missed.
Unfortunately, spell check's got
Education
a
is
number.
further on. I was gonna double check everything before I did it.
Read it or something.
I'm not making fun of anybody.
They have original.
Yeah.
And what's everybody's, thoughts if we had preferred education experience for,
What do you want underneath that?
well, I think just prefer it, just write in like that. That is, this is the requirements, and then just have it preferred. And I'm good with it. It'd be right below, well, it'd be,
Another bullet point to go into that, or?
yeah, it'd be under separate bullet point.
Yeah, that's right below.
So you did a good job of that.
So I was trying to, right, so you get up there.
Sometimes spell check can be really dumb, if you know what I mean.
Which, if anything in the capital letters like that, it doesn't check it. And I almost didn't do it, I almost did bold, because I don't like capital letters, but.
And then, as far as like posting the position, we talked about KHC, I think you're gonna contact,
Good Dennis.
yeah, Dennis Kreisel. You might have contacted him once before, on probably his salary stuff. Don't you think? Do you want to sign it?
Oh, did we, is that the copy we saw?
Yeah, no problem. And then check with Wes on posting that on LinkedIn.
Do you want it on Thursday and LinkedIn?
I don't know, I mean, it sounded like LinkedIn was a little bit less expensive and it got more hits, I mean, Wes has been on it for a while too, you might ask.
See,
yeah.
And then I don't know when Terry was up here earlier, but I asked her, I called her earlier, and she's fine with being on the interview panel.
Good, good.
She got pretty emotional.
And I think that three-panel interview process will be preferred.
You just need to make it one more person for technical, we've had a couple ideas, but.
Yeah, I think, Nora Bauer would be good to be on there. I think Norman would probably do it. Maybe Leroy Kane from KDOT would be good to have on there. I don't know if we get Michael Spiegelmeyer from Lower County or Gerald McMahon from Miami County. They'd be good. They've been around a while.
Are you gonna contact these people, or you want me to, about?
I could contact, Michael, well, I could probably contact, I know all four of them. You want me to just contact all four of them?
That's fine, I was just wondering.
Okay. And Mike, carbon copy you on that as well.
Okay. Other, I guess what we've been working on in our office, I've been working on that KAC compensation survey. I started it a couple days ago, or I guess yesterday. Got in and worked on it quite a bit yesterday. Road and bridge positions, balancing the insurance account, and then getting items lined out before I leave for maternity leave. I told you we're looking on the payroll, Courtney to do withholdings and probably some new hire paperwork. I'll try to get, I made some new forms for new hire paperwork, so I'll make sure all department heads have that before I leave. I'll have full packets printed out. I'll make sure you have one for the slide one on, so. From our meeting last week, I talked to Courtney about making sure that, department heads are getting copies of bills that if she happens to enter and they're getting charged to other departments, making sure she's getting a copy, they're getting a copy of that bill that's being charged to them.
Did, this office, did you do anything for Penny? I heard she understood she was today.
Kim was gonna, I think, get a card together and around. Yeah,
Check this.
visitation Thursday.
Hmm.
And Kim had said that, for infants and children, Becker Dyer usually covers the cost of everything. Been in discussion with her on, Kim and I have been on her, can't go into too much detail now, but FMLA and everything with Penny, so. Well, that'll change things a little bit, but they're trying to figure out how that would work with their training for the radios and moving up here and everything.
Mm-hmm. Hmm? That's what it's coming from. Right? Oops, not a problem.
I did have, that we've been talking about exit interviews. I had Dickinson County, which their stuff is extremely long.
As we found out today.
But she sent me this, and I think it's a good starting point, and I also, emailed Lisa at Erie County, because I knew that they had one, because they sent out their manuals a while back. And they were both ones that did exit interviews, so thought I might build one possibly off of that, and we'll try to do that with Matt before we leave next week.
Okay, these are interviews, people that are leaving the courthouse employment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, I think it's just, multiple copies of the same one.
Oh, what's there?
Yeah, I just look at the three-page.
Oh, yeah, I think I printed one for each of you and I'm taking it together. But,
Is this strictly to protect the county? Basically.
Not completely, you know, I mean, that's part of it, but, it's also to find out what we can do to improve it. So, certainly, this is us, that's all.
And then, the other thing I know that and it's big, but the policy and procedure manuals, we need to walk to address that before you go on the train. Try.
I thought it was funny last week, she said, I plan on working that one after I have a baby. And I thought to myself, boy, we're gonna be busy.
I have my computer at home, so.
No, these are good, standard best practices to have. Things are gonna use. That's pretty good, I mean.
Yeah, I like the questions that are on it.
Mm-hmm.
Get a copy of this.
They only print.
Great.
That's what Dickinson County has. I haven't got Lisa's yet, but she's usually pretty good about emailing, so I'm all probably in there, so.
Is there any kind of like flyer or anything like, so people leaving would know exactly when their insurance would run out or any of that?
With their last pay stub, I send out information
Okay.
letting them know, which I'm hoping to get actually a form made up, because, one big thing that's on that form, but getting a current address and making sure that they know if they move throughout the rest of the year, they need to keep us updated on address for W-2s next year.
Mhm.
Because that's a big problem, especially with senior village employees, which their turnover rate, but, people not keeping, they leave and forget, and we try to send W-2s and then get a bunch back in the mail. So,
Probably.
Yeah, I wasn't specifically talking about Matt, I was just saying, you know,
in general.
in general, you know, what,
Be nice to do the West or somebody could create an electronic form.
She could probably build one, I'm sure she could.
Just one less thing you have to.
On it. Which I've got a lot of, I have a termination checklist that, for myself, that I go through, and honestly, I'd probably just edit that a little bit, just into the employee, with their last pay stub.
I'm just thinking when you fill this out with the employee, maybe.
Oh, actually have it, so I can just do it on the computer, or they can.
Let me ask you this, are you gonna do this on all of them?
That was my next question, if we do this, do we need to do it on every employee, because, yeah, there's a lot of turnover. And I guess getting them to come up here.
What time you spend going over with them? Is it something that we say, here, Peggy, here's a bunch of forms?
Possibly. And even if we,
could she do that herself or have somebody in?
and that's why I wonder if, yeah, or somebody outside of that department should handle it.
Can we do it?
And you know that you can do these, you know, they don't have to be necessarily done in person, you could do them over the phone, if it's at leisure study, so that's not.
They'd probably be more comfortable than if it was an office, but it depends.
Yeah, it depends,
Depends on
yeah.
that, where they go on good terms or bad terms.
But at least gives us feedback on what's going on.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the turnover up there, if they dismissing them or they're quitting.
Which some of them, I think a lot of it, and she had even mentioned, December and come May, there's a lot of kids going in school, out of school, a lot of CNAs. That's what a lot of it I think is. We haven't had one for a while, but they're, so just recently had a bunch come on in insurance because, so that was in December, January when they came on. Other than that, still have my to-do list of PTO and policy and procedures. PTO is priority.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Biggest one right now, I guess, is Matt's position. Do you want me to fix that edit, and I'll just email it to you, and you can double check it?
Yeah,
Okay.
looks good. Mm-hmm.
And I can get it emailed over to Wes, and we can get it out there.
Okay. Sounds good. You have 10 minutes, we just need to do a quick executive session with you for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Entertain motion to go to executive session with commission, counselor, and HR director. 10 minutes.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
I'll second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Personnel matters. Not looking personnel.
What, 3?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that on Jamie's 6-month anniversary, you increase your pay by $2,500
Annual salary,
salary,
and that starts
whatever pay period that you have.
13th will be the anniversary date.
And I'll second that motion.
Okay.
When's the anniversary?
13th of
April 13th.
Well, I don't know what pay period that would be on.
So it's an extra 25 to our annual salary?
Yes.
That would make it 46,000, which is 42,500.
And there was a second to that?
Yes. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any further discussions?
That's actually,
3-0.
12 is the beginning of a paid roll date, so that would work. Perfect. All right. I'll email you the, description, once I make those changes before I send it to Wes to close it.
You got piggyback started?
Yeah, keep that.
Thank you.
Baby funds,
Baby pounder.
Baby cow votes or whatever.
big savings.
Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See ya.
Here, you want these done? Or is Courtney coming back up?
Oh, yes, I told her, bring.
Yeah, she bringing up payroll, did
I'll
I
go
hear
grab it
that?
real quick.
Okay. And what do you have for us?
Contract with, X.
Yeah, that resolution, too. You emailed me.
Oh, no, that we, not really talked about conversation at this point. I talked with Brett Teeter. They are in agreement with this, last draft of the ambulance service extension agreement to extend service up until the 31st day of December, 2017, and they're essentially the same terms, $680,000 per year for both 2016 and 2017. We made a few minor changes, pointed them out. We got transports to and from Senior Village to the hospital. It only said to the hospital, didn't say from. It only come up one time in the 3 years, and they did the transport back anyway, but we added it. made the same with regard to the jail, although that is never come up. And then we also added in that, just to make clear that we're responsible for lawn care and snow removal at the facility where they are, otherwise it's unchanged. So, I have, an original here, and I talked to Brent, they would come in and sign it after you signed it, so I have it here next week. So I have, signature pages and the entire agreement. So those are just signature pages.
And they got the heart monitors ordered, the ambulance ordered.
I didn't answer myself.
Blaine, you had me sign something for them on the heart monitors, the Zoll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll let, he sent them, or he sent the things that they could order.
Okay. But there wasn't, I don't think there was anything on the
No,
ambulance.
nothing on the ambulance piece of house.
Two additional years. Yeah, it goes, extends it to December 31st, 2017.
How much was it? Was it 600 and how much?
$680,000 payable in 12 equal monthly installments.
Okay.
Same amount for both years, extension. This is just the, service extension here, everything applies.
The only changes to what you've noted where you told us about.
Yeah.
This, you emailed this out here a while back, didn't you? About this?
Yes.
Yeah, I read it on.
And it's unchanged from, last
Yeah,
year.
it says the entirety of the termination is the option to extend shall not be modified. And that's within, that's 120 days. Everybody's nice. Sorry, just asking. Maybe you guys, can you look at this, read it real quick?
Is this one we're signing or?
Yeah, there's, how many copies do you need, all these signed?
I think I'll want 2 originals so that I can get their signature on it, and I think all of them should have it, so I think 3.
Okay, we'll need a motion to, there we go. Entertain a motion to accept the ambulance service extension agreement made and entered into between the Board of County Commissioners of Atchison County and Texas Inc., a Kansas corporation.
Also move.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Carried 3-0. Everybody's ready in the morning. Good. Yeah, we'll keep saying, it's about rain. Tomorrow? Thursday.
Then I'll get you another one after this goes on.
You need me to attest the other one?
Yeah, I guess I do. There's one more we need. Yeah, 3.
No?
Good. We don't need that one.
you know.
We don't need three.
So you want to do that?
Well, that's two times for this decision.
It's four.
You don't need this one?
That's not four, that's no.
No.
This was four?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, we want to go in. Oh, no.
How much picture Thompson?
Yeah.
So will I get one signed by Mr. Peterson?
Yeah, right. Thank you.
So, yeah,
Yes, unless you wanted to talk about, the other things I emailed you. I don't know if there's a lot to discuss. And if you're gonna do that, for that should be an executive session.
you. Oh, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry, to come back up.
No, you're fine. It's easier for me to have it better.
If you go into executive session, you did mention something on the seventh that you need to do at a certain time, or?
Yeah, I won't be able to, I won't be here, I won't be available at all, I'm sorry.
That's okay. And on that next week, after the election,
Mhm.
because I have to publish it, I either have to have it on a Monday, or I have to have it on a Thursday. So I didn't know if you wanted to change your meeting date, or just come in and do a canvas.
That would
Instead
be,
of the 14th, I have to canvas either on that Monday, the 13th, or we can do it on that Thursday, but if we do it Thursday, then I have to publish it.
I wouldn't be back, on the ninth, I won't be back until late after, pretty late afternoon, when I'm back on the ninth. I could do 13th would be easier for me, but I don't know what your schedule is. I don't know what your schedule will allow.
Oh, we all are involved with,
Yeah, we have to canvass the voters from the
Oh.
the election.
okay, see, that's, we're the board of,
Yeah.
now,
Have a significant hour or so.
Yeah, hour or less.
This one will take that much.
so I don't have anything set, so.
Well, do you want to have our regular meeting on the 13th as well then?
Could do that as well.
Yeah, can we do that?
That's all I have to say.
Save a trip in, I mean, if we could do it.
In the morning, I mean, I have, yes, canvas in the morning. Well, I guess you can canvas when you do your work stuff.
Yeah, so why don't we canvass at 9? Does that work? Is that too early for everybody?
I can probably do that, yeah. That's all right. I would rather prefer that and do it all in one day, it's, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just, are you just gonna canvas in the morning on Thursday, I mean, the 13th, and then your regular session, or do you want?
Do we need a work session next week?
Well,
Or
that
do
was,
you just wanna have your,
For 2 weeks, I guess?
if we done it at 9, we could just have a regular
Do we need a work
morning session and then go.
What's that?
next week? Do we have a work session?
Yeah, it'd be up to you guys. You guys can still have a work session next week. If we don't, we'll have to my account.
You know, I mean, I don't know, we could probably not have work session next week, but have a work session the 13th, would have to go in a work session right after. It'd probably be done about 10, and it would just be a regular work session, regular day, except for Monday.
Okay, let's just do that.
I don't know what you wanna do
no
for
work
next week.
session
Do
on,
we need a work on then next Tuesday?
Well, he won't be here.
I won't be.
No, that's on this week.
Oh, okay, yeah, we can do that.
You're gonna have to, the bid, the bridge bid.
Yeah, so, next
April
Okay,
7th,
yes.
no work session.
We don't have any bid commission, you want bids?
We have the right to refuse any and all bids. You don't have to accept any. Yeah, absolutely.
What's your opinion on that, then we get one bid?
Do you think we'll only get one bid?
I don't know, we'll decide on that.
so I didn't wanna lose it. I didn't see the first one, I just
Well,
filed it.
if we have two bids, we can go with, I'm asking you if we have one bid.
Yeah, those are always tough, we don't know if it's a good price or bad, if you only
You
get
know,
one.
you see who it's actually was from?
But you don't have to accept it or reject it that day, you just, you could.
That is correct.
For a week.
Yeah, I'd say we could table it for a week and then see.
Yeah. That just means you're opening, you have to set that public date to open those bids by that day, and then you can review them.
So we could even get two bids, still take.
Correct.
That sounds like the thing probably to do.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
But you have to at least be here to open it, so you got to do that.
And then we can just tell if the people's here, they can come next Tuesday if they like, or we will.
Next Monday.
Or
Are
Monday.
you?
No, next week is Tuesday.
Tuesday's the next.
Yeah, next Tuesday's election day.
The seventh, yeah. The seventh, we're gonna be here at 1, and then the 13th, we'll be here at 9 for the canvas,
And then have a.
regular meeting.
Oh, yeah, I better go.
Okay. Okay.
Just, I was kind of wanting to
What time,
do that.
what time do you polls open on Tuesday?
You can go down and vote right now if you want. Okay, on the 13th, it's 9 to 10 for canvas, and after that, it's work session or regular?
The work session, we're gonna have a regular day after the canvas, so regular, like today.
I was gonna say, I
So
was.
it'll be a regular, not a.
Oh, I
was
yeah,
telling you
yeah.
Meeting?
I signed 4.
No.
They start grabbing
Got all this in the background.
You know, Pat's kind of odd, he like.
We'll just have a regular, what we do now.
I was trying to, he said, I
Three
signed
national
four.
championships.
Afternoon will be the work session.
We're 3 all-stars.
I just
it'll
wanna
be-
get this right, so I can email out.
Right, because I knew there was confusion.
Everyone just been the last one for Kentucky for the change.
Okay.
I think we got it.
All right, George,
That was
I
gonna
think
be
we
a- all, I think you would have seen, George,
Concrete for Wisconsin, I don't know, if not Wisconsin, probably,
I feel like this.
if not Michigan State. If not Michigan State repair.
That's all I had. I just wanted, if you were going in the executive session,
Yes.
I just wanted to be sure before.
How long do we need?
I really, that's up to you, I really don't know if we need it, maybe more next week than
Yeah.
in the minutes, but.
10 minutes. 10 minutes with,
No action taken.
Yeah. We'll adjourn right
And
after.
then is it the attorney-client? And is it attorney-client?
Yes.
yes, right there.
Needs to come out.
Then after that, I'll make a motion to adjourn and no action taken.
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, so you made the motion.
Whoever did,
Is that 35, is that what we said? 10 minutes?
Okay.
Yeah.